You are in the rant wormhole where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one by being one. This one's from Michael Orr, who says, rant about the difficulty in turning casual anime fans onto all that the medium has to offer, or whether it's even worth it to try. For instance, convincing DBZ slash Naruto slash Boku no Hero fans that there is more to anime than fighting, and that it may actually be worth their time to watch a show about cute girls. You know, whether or not it's worth your time, it's kind of debatable. Like, is there any real benefit to either of you to get other people into the things you like? I mean, for me, I like to try to convince more people to like the things I like because I want it to affect the medium in some way. You know, like, more people care about the things I like, it means I have more people to talk to about it. I can talk about it and get more successful, like, you know, YouTuber sense. Like, if more people care about the show, then if I want to keep talking about it, then it will be more relevant. Maybe more shows like that will get made if enough people buy into it. But, like, the only reason to watch anything is that you personally are going to get something out of it, right? So, like, for me, watching cute girls shows, it kind of comes naturally because of the fact that I'm somebody who already has, like, a personality that would coincide with it. How do I put this? Like, if you are somebody who just likes action and doesn't really like anything else, then you don't need to get into other shows. Like, you might even give it a shot. Like, I guess what I would say is, I do look down on people who won't give things a try. If you won't even try, if you won't even look into it, you're just being closed-minded, like, flat out. And a lot of people are. A lot of people just don't want to leave their comfort zone. They don't want to explore. They don't want to even, if there was something they were going to learn about themselves, they don't want to learn it, you know? Like, I imagine for a lot of guys, figuring out that they like cute girls shows would not be a pleasant revelation for them. You know, it might cause them to question their sense of self and how they want to be. And I understand that, but I do think it's cowardly. Like, I think you should always be exploring. You should always be trying to, you know, find out what you might like, what might be true about you that you didn't realize, and then coming to terms with that and evolving as a person to reflect it. But that's just me. That's just my stance, you know? And because I feel that way, I've been constantly pushing myself. Like, I didn't like cute girls shows when I was younger. I didn't like... Generally, I wasn't in... Like, I wouldn't watch things that had, like, female main characters, even. Like, I just wanted cool guy action shows and shit, you know? But I went through a period where I questioned my sexuality, I questioned my gender, I, you know, used anime to help me to come to grips with some of those feelings. Like, seeing cute anime girls, like, eventually helped me to come into contact with, you know, some degree of femininity and to embrace and, or even just acknowledge the existence of femininity as somebody who had never really talked to a woman in my entire fucking life, you know, and, like, who grew up vehemently anti-girl. Like, as a kid, I literally was like, girls are gross and I want nothing to do with them, you know? So, like, anime helped me to come into contact with some other feelings and stuff, and, like, even then, I wasn't going to watch, like, shoujo shit or magical girls. I remember the first time I tried to watch Princess Tutu, I watched one episode and was like, this is a little too girly for me. But eventually I worked my way there because largely intellectual curiosity. It was like, I want to know why other people like this. I want to know what this contributes to the medium of animation. I want to be somebody who is more well-rounded in my tastes. So I trained myself. Like, I went out of my way to force myself to watch those kinds of shows until I found ones that I liked, and that bridged the gap for me, you know? And it made me start to recognize, like, what I like about those attributes and, like, what would interest me in, like, cutesy girly shows. So, like, it takes that pioneering mindset of, like, deciding that you want to find out if there is more to yourself or to the medium than what meets the eye. But there are a lot of people who will take that plunge and just come up going, yeah, it doesn't do anything for me. Like, it's not like it should necessarily. There's still like I don't watch yaoi shows in general. Like, not to say that none of them are good. I've seen, I mean, if they are really good, I might enjoy it for other reasons, just that like it's well written or well produced or well made. But like inherently, watching two guys like make out won't do anything for me. And there's a lot of shows that like people will love, even if it's not necessarily the most incredibly well written, because it has that. Or if it is the most incredibly well written, it might be their favorite of all time because it's a well written show that has that paradigm, you know? Whereas I might, like, let's say if the best written show ever came out and it was a Yuri show, it would be like, oh, this is the best thing, you know, because it's got both my, you know, both the thing that, like, resonates with me on a personal level and it's well made. So, like, I basically would encourage everybody to, like, if you want to get people into more anime, it's not about showing them the right show necessarily. It's not about like convincing them that they need to do it for any other reason just other than themselves. Just tell people like, don't you want to know? Like, don't you want to know if there's a chance that this will mean something to you? Like, don't you want to see if it's possible that there's a whole aspect of your own personality or your interest or your taste that you haven't even realized yet? You know, like, don't you want to open more doors for yourself and see just how dense and how varied this world truly is? How, you know, explore parts of your own mind or learn things about humanity that you don't know? Like, don't you want to see why other people are interested in the things that they're into? You know, even if it's just for that reason, just like, you don't even have to like it, but just to understand other people better, you know, by going like, why do people like this? Let me watch it and try to understand. And like, you can come away saying, well, I didn't like it, but now I get, you know, what people are thinking who are watching this. You can't get that otherwise. So it's really just a matter of intellectual curiosity. Challenge someone. Are you intellectually curious? Do you want to understand yourself and the world better? Or are you content to just be the identity you've crafted and to never move past that and to never experience anything new, to never move on as a person? You know, you don't necessarily have to. If you're content with yourself, who am I to tell you to, you know, to disrupt that contentedness with a challenge to your own, you know, to your own mind? But I encourage it. It can be enriching. It can make you realize that your life, you know, could be enriched by something you never saw coming.